Have you ever felt like you're doing a great job sticking to your goals, being super responsible, and then suddenly a bunch of distractions pop up, trying to pull you off course? It's a classic story, and it reminds me of a tale about a very good dog. Let's call him Buddy. Buddy had a very important job. Every single day he was trusted to carry his master's dinner in a basket. Imagine that. A whole basket filled with delicious, warm, wonderfully smelling food. We're talking roast meat, fresh bread, maybe even a little dessert. Buddy was the best boy. He was incredibly faithful. He trot along, nose in the air, ignoring the tempting scents wafting up from the basket he carried so carefully. He knew this meal wasn't for him. It was for his master, and that was his mission. But, as you might guess, carrying a basket of amazing food through the neighborhood doesn't go unnoticed. The other dogs in the area, let's call them the neighborhood crew, started to take notice. First, it was just a curious sniff as Buddy passed by. Then they got bolder. They'd try to snatch the basket, playfully at first, then a little more seriously. But Buddy was a pro. He was quick on his feet and fiercely loyal. He'd dodge them, give a little warning growl, and continue on his way, his master's dinner perfectly safe. He was an expert at guarding his treasure. This went on for a while. The neighborhood crew would try, and Buddy would succeed. He felt proud, and rightly so. He was resisting temptation every single day and fulfilling his duty. His master probably praised him, gave him a good scratch behind the ears, and maybe a little treat of his own after the dinner was delivered. Buddy had it all figured out, and then came one fateful day. The neighborhood crew decided to change their strategy. Instead of trying to ambush him one by one, they all got together. It was a full-on committee of canines. As Buddy trotted along his usual path, he suddenly found his way blocked. Not by one dog or two, but by the entire pack. They surrounded him, their eyes fixed on the basket. Buddy's first instinct was the right one. Run! He tried to dart past them, to find an escape route. But they were everywhere. They were coordinated. He was completely cornered. He zigged, they zagged. He couldn't shake them. He was trapped. Feeling overwhelmed and a little scared, Buddy did something he had never done before. He stopped. He put the basket down so he could face them. He decided he was going to reason with them. He was going to argue his case. He probably thought, hey guys, come on, this isn't cool. This is my job. This is for my master. You should all have your own dinners to look forward to. He thought he could talk them out of it. And that right there was his big mistake. The moment he stopped to argue, the entire dynamic shifted. The dogs weren't interested in a debate. They started barking and yapping, not with aggression, but almost as if they were laughing at him. They were making fun of him. Look at this good-for-nothing, they might as well have been saying. He carries this feast every day and never gets a bite. What a fool. Who is he so loyal to? His master gets to eat all this, and what does he get? A pat on the head? Their taunts and jeers started to get to him. Buddy, who had been so proud of his duty, suddenly felt ridiculous. He looked at the juicy roast meat, smelled its incredible aroma, and then looked at the pack of dogs, all seemingly united against his loyalty. The words of temptation, which he had so easily ignored before, were now echoing in his head, amplified by the crowd. Was he really being a fool? Why shouldn't he have some? He was the one doing all the work, after all. The pressure was too much. His resolve crumbled. In a moment of weakness, feeling foolish and worn down by the argument, he gave in. He dropped the basket completely, letting it clatter to the ground. Then he lunged forward and seized a huge, juicy piece of the roast meat, the very centerpiece of his master's dinner. Holding the prize in his own mouth, he looked at the rest of the dogs, who were now eagerly eyeing the spilled contents of the basket. With a resigned, almost cynical tone, he mumbled around his mouthful of meat. Very well, you guys can have the rest. Divide it among yourselves. And just like that, the faithful dog was gone. The mission was a failure. Not because he was overpowered, but because he stopped to engage with temptation. He tried to reason with the unreasonable. This story isn't just about a dog and a piece of meat. It's a powerful metaphor for our own lives. How often do we have a clear goal, a dinner basket, we're supposed to be carrying? It could be a fitness goal, a project at work, a promise we made to ourselves or someone else. We start off strong, focused, and loyal to our purpose. And then, the neighborhood dogs show up. These are our temptations. They can be small things like the temptation to hit the snooze button instead of going to the gym, or the urge to procrastinate on a big assignment by scrolling through social media. At first, we're good at swatting them away. We ignore the distraction, we stick to our plan. We feel that same pride Buddy felt, but temptation is persistent. And sometimes it gangs up on us. It's not just one little distraction. It's a whole chorus of them. It's our friends inviting us out when we know we should be working. It's the little voice in our head that says, "You've worked hard, you deserve a break," when we're only halfway through. "Just one more episode," it whispers. What's one little cheat day going to hurt, and what do? Often, we make the same mistake Buddy did. We stop. We start to argue with the temptation. We try to reason with it. We say, "Okay, I'll just scroll for 5 minutes, then I'll get back to work." Or, "I'll just have one cookie, not the whole box." We're trying to negotiate with the voices that want to pull us off track. But you can't win an argument with temptation. The moment you engage, you've already started to lose. The temptation will make you feel ridiculous for being so disciplined. It will whisper, "Why are you working so hard? Live a little. Everyone else is having fun." It chips away at your resolve until you start to doubt your own goals. You start to feel foolish for your dedication. And once you've crossed that line, it's easy to just say, "Oh, whatever," and let the rest of your good intentions scatter to the wind. Just like Buddy did with the rest of the dinner. The moral of the story is simple but incredibly profound. Do not stop to argue with temptation. When it calls to you, when it surrounds you and tries to make you doubt your path, the answer isn't to debate it. The answer is to keep moving. The answer is to remember your duty, your goal, and to not give temptation the time of day. You don't owe it an explanation. You don't need to justify your discipline. Recognize the neighborhood crew in your life for what they are. Distractions from your purpose. When they show up, don't put your basket down. Don't engage. Just tighten your grip, keep your eyes on the prize, and keep walking. Your future self will thank you for it. Thanks so much for watching today. If this story resonated with you, I'd love it if you hit that like button and subscribe for more content just like this. See you in the next video.